The balance and power in crypto, it's shifting. And I don't think anyone's ready for what's coming here. We just saw Gemini. We're talking about Gemini here, people. It just leapfrogged Coinbase on the US finance chart. And you know what the catalyst was? The driver of that momentum. You don't think other exchanges are going to look at this and go, wow, XRP's a market mover. You best believe they are. It's going to be night and day difference. We saw last run, we were banned from the US. This time they're going to roll out the red carpet. Just wait and see. But it's not just about rankings. Behind the scenes, Ripple, Mastercard, Wall Street giants, they're setting up a play that really could change everything. Ripple Stablecoin, $680 million market cap and growing. And it also just went live on Gemini, becoming a base currency across the exchange. That's not just convenience. That's positioning. Quietly, strategically, that's a big deal. Meanwhile, we see a 1 million contract XRP option trade that just hit, locking in billions and sparking a battle between traders betting on infinite upside and institutions carving out predictable yield. Well, look at that. That's a pretty interesting trade there. But it doesn't stop. Now, I touched on this yesterday, but man, this is such an interesting trade. Bitcoin OG, a whale, just rotated billions into Ethereum on chain for the whole public to see, bypassing OTC markets. It's a direct signal and one that could ignite alt season here. Institutions, they're circling. XRP is smashing records. 1 billion CME futures. Open interest right now, a record. JP Morgan, they're betting 500 million on AI-powered hedge funds, crypto hedge funds, and Trump media just struck a deal with a major exchange. We're going to get into a lot going on within crypto. I think we're going to start making a rally here soon enough. Now, Gemini overtakes Coinbase on the Apple App Store app, number 16 ranking. Coinbase is ranked number 20. And it's all behind this XRP rewards credit card here. 4% cashback, up to 4%. Volume difference, Coinbase still has more volume, but, not when Gemini is leapfrogging them on the App Store, and you're bringing in a lot of new customers. Like Coinbase better respond here. Kraken better respond. Like they better roll out the red carpet. You want to be the top ranked crypto exchange here. This was a powerful marketing move by Gemini, and it doesn't stop there. We're going to get into that on the next thing. But we see the flipping is accelerating, says Tyler Winklevoss. And Brad Garlinghouse, in response to that, says, well, an XRP rewards credit card, it's out of this world. What a time to be alive. He's absolutely right. Really, really amazing deal. And we see this as well going with that. Because remember, Ripple gave them a loan so they can IPO, and then you have this XRP rewards credit card, and now RLUSD becomes a base currency on Gemini. Direct trading, trade any asset directly with RLUSD without conversions, enhanced liquidity, faster, simpler, cheaper rails here for direct market liquidity. And again, puts them in a good position to challenge the incumbents. USDC, Tether, their dominance might not be so dominant for long, especially if Ripple gets that banking license. If they have direct Fed access, it's all over Red Rover. That's going to be amazing. Now, Circle may get it as well. We'll have to see. But this is a big move. And it just shows Ripple, Gemini has been adversarial versus Ripple and XRP in the past, but we're putting that aside, and they're just out there making good business, good deals that are good for everyone. And that's what this space needs to do. Put the past behind us. Let's move forward and just cut great business deals, man. It ain't about settling scores at this point in time. It's about pushing this whole space forward, and that's what you see Ripple doing out there. It's quite exciting here. Now, this trade, it happened on a lazy Sunday afternoon. Think of that. $2.59 billion in Bitcoin that was sold, not just sold, but swapped into Ethereum. Now, this trader, this is what's interesting. They could have sold that over the counter and probably done a little better on the Bitcoin sale, but they did it on Hyperliquid out in the public for the world to see, calling their shots here essentially. Now, they didn't totally swap out of Bitcoin. They have over 100,000 Bitcoin, but they're making a $2.59 billion bet that alt season is starting soon. An on-chain rotation signaling ETH could be the next market leader. And again, if ETH's running, if ETH's outpacing Bitcoin, you best believe the rest of the altcoin space is going to follow. Now, could this trader be wrong? Absolutely. Of course they could. But they got over 100,000 Bitcoin and I don't. So maybe they know something I don't, that this is the time. I heard Rand was saying, a move like this could break the market cycle. I don't think one trader is going to break any cycle, but what it could be is a savvy and knowledgeable trader that sees what's coming and is front running the market, making a genius move. We'll see it play out. Again, they could be wrong, but I don't think so. I think they're locked in here, making a darn good trade. We will see as we go forward here. Now, this is really big. XRP Futures breaks 1 billion open interest record on CME. Now, remember, CME is the big time. We're the real big players trade. And we see XRP Futures has set a new record on the CME here, demonstrating unprecedented institutional interest. You don't think that spot XRP ETF is going to rock? It's going to be freaking huge here. XRP becomes the fastest contract ever to reach 1 billion, achieving the milestone in just 3 months. Not Bitcoin, not Ethereum, not oil, not gold, whatever the heck they've traded on this sucker. XRP is the fastest to a billion, and it just shows there's a lot of institutional demand out there, and that's going to translate well over to that spot ETF where they actually have to dip into the market and acquire XRP. It's going to drive volume, it's going to drive liquidity, it's going to drive value. Derivatives growth indicates fresh institutional money and market maturity. And then we have this prediction here, bulls targeting $3.70. If base remains strong, I think it's going to go well beyond that. XRP isn't just surviving regulatory scrutiny, it's becoming a preferred asset amongst institutional investors. That is wild. Massive XRP option trade. So someone did a covered trade. So they have the coins, right, to back this. The whale sold the upside. So anything over $4, they ain't going to get, they're going to lose if it happens by the end of the year here. Now, they get a guaranteed $250 million in premium right now. And again, if XRP stays under $4, it's guaranteed locked in premium. They make it pure profit. I get this with stock. Like if you have a stock, it's probably not going to double in price in a very short amount of time, depending on what the stock is, of course. But in crypto, man, that ain't nothing. From here, we're basically $3 right now. I mean, man, that could be a blunder of epic proportions. I get it. You get 250 billion guaranteed there on that premium, but I think they're going to lose out on billions, as this goes up. I don't think we're going to have any problem hitting 6. I think it's going to go beyond that. I think that's going to be a blunder of a trade, but we will see, won't we? At least they got 250 million guaranteed here. JP Morgan, this is an interesting move. They invested 500 million in this crowdsourced hedge fund, Numerai. San Francisco-based Numerai has secured up to $500 million in investment from J.P. Morgan, validating its innovative approach. So what happens? You have all of these freelance quantitative analysis out there globally, worldwide. It's decentralized using machine learning models, and they look at stock metrics, but they don't get to know what the name of the stock is or the name of the investment, and they got to do all their work and pick what they think is going to be the best performer, and they stake this NMR token, of course, behind their predictions, and whichever one gets the most, I guess, support, those are the investments that the hedge fund makes. I think last year made like 25% in 2024. Now it lost 16% the prior year. So we'll see how this plays out, but pretty interesting how they are using blockchain, AI, and crowdsourced knowledge, I guess, from experts globally to try to make this thing work. And JP Morgan, they believe in it. They're putting 500 million behind it. Now, lastly, Trump Media partners with Crypto.com on this Crow Treasury deal. Trump Media and Crypto.com are launching a cryptocurrency treasury company that aims to acquire nearly 20% of all the Crow tokens in circulation. I don't know. We have these Crow tokens. It's interesting. They're doing a lot of stuff with Crypto.com and Trump's different crypto arms and investment vehicles and stuff like that. Is this something I'm interested in personally? No, but it's going to probably move markets, and I'm sure it's going to move that Crow price for sure for at least some time. We just have a lot of deals going out there. Some will be good, some will be bad, but some of the biggest out there are just landing deals day after day. Let me know what you think down below. As always, please like, please subscribe. The revolution will be televised right here on Jungle Link.